Hello, everyone, and welcome to the P1 Broadcasting Network. It's Murph, and we're here to bring you the Racing for Recovery 200. It's a charity event tonight, live from the Daytona International Speedway to benefit Jason. The signature sportsman battling cancer, and so his friends have decided to throw him a charity race, and they have already raised, ladies and gentlemen, almost $1,000 to help him out. If you'd like to donate to Jason, you can absolutely find the link to his Twitch page in our description. But we're ready for 200 miles of high quality truck action. Many of these drivers you're going to know from the AMA times. From the AMA races, Jalen Story, Liam Anderson, they are here, as is Michael Bollinger. Billy Elwell is here. And so some of these names are going to be familiar to you. You're going to see some new names on P1 tonight. We have a really, really high I rating in the house. That's Tyler Dalton, 68-69 on the high end of the scale. But it's a charity race, and so we go all the way to the low end. Robert Van Ness, 334 in the I rating category. We're getting ready to qualify here. It is just normal Daytona qualifying. Single car, 2 laps, best lap to the winner. Best lap counts. And we're going to go ahead and put up, let's see, Michael Bollinger. How about that? We'll go ahead and show Michael as he runs around the Daytona International Speedway. Right now, I don't believe we have any times on the board, so that's a perfect time to get the scoring pylon up here. And that is a good-looking truck for Bollinger. Of course, it's a charity race, and so you're going to see a lot of cancer ribbons, and you're going to see a lot of anti-cancer slogans. Bollinger first lap through 51.701. That puts him second quick. Now remember, Daytona is often about the second lap. It's not necessarily the first. So Michael Bollinger is going to come through and complete his second, and this should be a little bit quicker. Do want to welcome everybody in to the broadcast chat. If you've got a question, we will absolutely do our best to answer it for you here at P1. I'm going to be by myself tonight. Most of the P1 crew is in Indianapolis getting ready for the Hoosier 500, and so it's Murph by himself. And if you guys want to liven the broadcast up, you're more than welcome to feed me things to talk about. Bollinger is going to come across the line. His second lap is going to be faster, 49.506, and that puts him 8th quick. Just to give you kind of what a lap around here looks like from the gyro cam, we're on board Michael Daniels, and it's very much just a straight out stand on the gas, put the car on the bottom of the speedway. You want to be as tight to that yellow line as you can. Daniel's a little bit higher, but it's kind of tricky because that first yellow line is banked. Then you've got the asphalt, and that second yellow line, that is the flat. So it's kind of hard to judge where you're at because you cannot see out the window to tell where you are in relationship to that flat. Daniel's doing a great job down the back straight. This is going to be his first lap. You see the telemetry tops out at about 175 miles an hour down the back straight, 172, 173 through the corners. Very tight to that bottom, and we'll see where he lands as he comes down the front straight away. Michael Daniels, first lap in the books, 51.903. Now they dropped about half a second, 0.4 to a half a second on the second lap. So here's Daniels, his second lap in the Long John Silver's number 34 machine. Here he comes. He's making his way around lap number 2, already off of turn number 2, down the back straight. And Daniel's doing a great job of keeping it a little bit tighter to that yellow line. Is he going to make it back around, though? You see the clock is ticking. 8, 7, 6, 5. It's going to strike 0 once it comes off of 4. The sim will give you a few seconds after that. But he is not going to make it back around. Michael Daniels, 23rd quick. And that's going to leave us that's going to lead us to our starting grid here on P1. On the pole, it's going to be Tyler Dalton, 173.252 miles an hour. Mark Jorgensen is going to be second. Mark Ruttingen and Jordan Stencil are going to start third and fourth. Joey Gatna and Jacob Galudelich, fifth and sixth. Michael Caffrey is going to roll from seventh. He'll be flanked by David Duke in eighth. The top 10 is rounded out by by Ron Hollyfield and David Steiner in 11th. It's Michael Bossover. James Dewar is 12th. RB Turner, Michael Butler, Aaron Ryan will fill out the top 15. In 16, that's P16. Outside of row 8, it's Colby Peterson. Row 9 is going to be made up of Clint Hackett and Tever McCoy. And row number 10, Michael Bollinger, our host, and Shane Wheeldon are going to start 19th and 20th. 21st, Robert Van Nest, Philip Caffrey, 22nd. Michael Daniels is 23rd. Daniels, the last car to take time in qualifying. In starting at 24th, and all of these cars on back did not take time. Charles Van Scheck, Steven Liskowski, Andrew Davis, Signature, and that is the man we're all racing for tonight. He's going to start 27th in the number 15. Zach Thompson, Billy Elwell, and Ryan Wint are going to fill out the top 30. In 31st, it's Liam Anderson, then Robert Church and Jalen Story are going to be your starting field. I do want to thank everybody for joining in. We are getting ready to roll here in the Racing for Recovery 200 special charity fundraising event on behalf of Jason Signature Followell. If you like, you can visit his Twitch channel, and the link is in the chat to donate to his cause. These drivers have raised almost $1,000 just in entry fees alone for this race, and that is a big number for an iRacing charity event. Jason, of course, very popular with his compatriots here in the service, and so they've banded together to help him out, ladies and gentlemen. And there is the number 15 machine right there. That's the man we're all racing for tonight. Jason Followell, also known as Signature, and that's the way his name will appear. Good looking red black plaid truck. Do appreciate it from everybody out there. Do want to welcome Signature into the chat, as well as Liam Anderson Motorsports. Brett out here, good to see him. Doug Carrington has joined us, wishing luck to the Liam Anderson team, as well as Jimmy Coke Jr. He wants to say, let's go Big Duke. We are getting ready to come off of turn number 4, and when we do, we're going to hit the flag stand and get ready to go. It's 80 laps, 200 miles. There is a stage break at lap 20. We should not see any pit stops in that first stage. My guess is that the drivers are going to come in, they're going to hit pit road, take fuel and tires, and then we should see a pit stop about halfway through that second stage. If there is calamity, we do have one fast repair. The pace truck is getting ready to duck on off. He'll turn left down by the Sunoco sign. The field is now under control of Barney the Flagman.
Green flag, green flag.
And away we go. 200 miles at Daytona in the trucks is underway. already down the backstretch. Tyler Dalton is in the lead, and he has Mark Rodgen all over his rear deck lid. The 83 of Jordan Stencil has fallen into third. Michael Caffrey is fourth, and already Mark Jorgensen Jr. has a black flag. My guess is that's going to be a jump start, and already he has peeled onto the pit lane to serve that penalty. At the front, we're going to start getting single file. You're also seeing drivers start to flow to the back. That includes Signature. It also includes Joey Gatna, Zach Thompson, Robert Church, Ryan Wentz, Andrew Davis. They're already going to the back. Drivers headed toward the front. Liam Anderson, Jalen Story, they started in the back, and they have started to run all the way up toward the front. Those trucks have already gained 6 or 7 spots respectively. No worries, Liam Anderson Motorsports. Always happy to be here. Tyler Dalton is your leader, and he is up front. Let's have a look at what it looks like to be third or fourth in that pack. Let's jump on board Ron Hollyfield. He's the 25 truck. Ron is currently in sixth, and there he is, and that's what it looks like in this draft. He's got the 84 of Michael Bosvert up on top of him. He's trying to push Jacob. Gladulich in front of him, and my goodness sakes, what you don't see from this is these keep tabs on Liam Anderson as the day goes on. Back to the front, Mark Rodgen continues to follow Tyler Dalton. Jordan Stencil in second. Jordan Stencil has now moved into second. Rodgen's moved into second. Jordan Stencil is third. Caffrey fourth, and Bosvert is fifth. Get a good look on board. We're on board with Signature. He rides around in 30th. There are two distinct strategies here. You see the number 3 of Michael Bollinger. He is moving to the back as well. Two distinct strategies here. If you're Tyler Dalton, that is strategy A. He wants to go to the front. He wants to be the leader. He feels as though being at the front of this field is the safest place to be to avoid any calamity. The second school of thought, that's Michael Bollinger, Signature, Zach Thompson. Those trucks in the back, they are specifically staying back there so that they can keep everything in front of them and avoid what's coming. We do have trucks 3 wide. That's Church, Peterson, and Caffrey. They're in the middle, down the back, and you can see from this head-on shot just how much the arrow moves these trucks around. Do want to thank everybody for tuning it in. If you would like to donate, the link for Jason's Twitch page is in the description. The drivers here, just based on entry fees, have raised almost $1,000 to help him through his fight with cancer. And if you haven't already done it, whoa, we've got problems. Problems on the infield. There are trucks spinning. That's James Dewar. As he spins through the infield, he's going to hit the pit lane. Caution is out. Aaron Ryan, Clint Hackett, Jalen Story all have black flags. And let's see what has transpired to bring out the first caution of the evening. And it appears as though we're just going to have, you got trucks moving around. And that's the 44 of Dewar. Looks like he slides across the nose of one of his competitors. Can't identify the second truck that he's spinning with. Is that the 70? Couldn't tell. Couldn't tell who that was. Let's go ahead and grab the blimp. That may help us. It's the 78 truck. At least it's numbered 78 there. That's David Duke. And they get hooked up. Now, Duke slides harmlessly through. He does not get the black flag, but he is going to run right up in front of the 30. He's going to run right up in front of the 38, the 11. Zach Thompson collected. That's hard. Those guys had been running in the back trying to avoid this very thing, and they wind up caught up in it. Here's what it looks like from Zach Thompson. The truck starts spinning in front of him. There's Dewar coming back up onto the track and just nowhere to go for Zach Thompson. And unfortunately, several automobiles damaged in this track. Now remember, they do have a fast repair as the 11 of Thompson spins out toward the Le Mans chicane there on the backstretch. But several of these trucks do have fast repairs, and so while we're under yellow, you can come get them. The issue with that is that you don't want to use it too early. Now, Daytona is a track where you can affect significant amount of repair to your vehicle under caution. These caution laps take quite a bit of time. The pit road is going to open this time through, and we're going to see several of these trucks come down pit lane and see if they can't grab tires, fuel, and repair. Already, Ron Hollyfield has moved his truck down the pit lane. Shane Wheeldon, Charles Van Scheck. So we've got a whole host of automobiles headed toward the attention of their pit crews. Pretty much everybody from 15th, 16th on back is headed down the pit lane, including those that were involved in that accident. Jalen Story has a black flag. He has stayed out. Clint Hackett availed himself of the tow, and there's Hackett. Already you're seeing trucks take off and exit the pit lane, but Ron Hollyfield is one of those that was a little bit more severely damaged. And there's Ron, and if we can get a view of the front of that truck, the whole right front of that Pennzoil Chevrolet was caved in, and so Hollyfield is going to get back out. He spent 39 seconds under repair. Now remember, this is a track where you can get significant repairs done. The 34, he's on the pit lane. You can see the right side of that Ford has been pancaked. It is now fixed. He is down and away. Steven Laskowski, he is on the pit lane. So these drivers not wanting to use the fast repair. James Dewar used his, as did Trevor McCoy, but the majority of the drivers here not willing to use their fast repairs just yet. They're more than willing to wait the 2 minutes that that you basically have under a caution lap here to get as much damage fixed as you can. Even if you lost the draft here, you're not going to lose a lap, given that there is going to be a stage break. So I'm told at lap 20, so you don't really have to worry about that either. You know you're going to have another couple of minutes to get your truck fixed. So as long as there's not heavy damage to the front, you're going to be in very good shape. Do want to thank everybody for tuning us in. You are watching the Racing for Recovery at 200 here on the P1 Broadcasting.
All right, man. Lights are back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We are
on the
not going
P1 Broadcasting channel. This is a charity event to benefit Jason Signature Followell. He is in the 15 truck, and he is 31st on the scoring pylon at the moment. His friends and competitors in iRacing put this on to help him out. If you would like to donate to his cause, the link to his Twitch channel is in the description. You can also reach out to Michael Bollinger. He'd be more than happy to help you out, and more than happy to help you out. And it's always good to see racers, especially adopt the fight of one of their competitors who might be having a little bit of trouble off the track, health issues, whatever have you. Step in and raise some money and help them out. So Signature, your friends are here for you, and they've come up with a nice sum of money to help you out. It is lap 10 of 80. We are under caution here at Daytona for an early lap melee involving James Dewar and others. It appeared to me, and this is just appearances to me, but it appeared to me as though That was one of those situations where the arrow just kind of moved the trucks around coming off of turn number 4. It's very odd how the wind hits over there. There isn't much. It's just a puff of air out of the north, 2 miles an hour, 78 degrees in the air, 78 on the track. We're not going to have any temperature issues with this being a night race, but it's just kind of weird how a car kind of comes off the corner over there. It gets really narrow off of turn number 4, and it's very easy. It's almost like cars, trucks. We've raced Indy cars here in the sim, and it's done the same thing. It's almost like whatever you're driving, when you're too wide coming off of 4, the automobiles want to suck together and hit, and that's what happened with James Dewar and others. And so we do have several trucks that have made a return trip to pit road. Stephen Lasowski, David Duke, Zach Thompson, among those. Again, Dewar and Lasowski took their fast repair, as did Trevor McCoy. And so kind of keep your eye on that. You get one of those, but you're not going to get another one. And so you want to be careful of how you use it. Most of the drivers involved in that accident, including Signature, as well as Andrew Davis, Michael Daniels, Robert Church, they elected to get their trucks naturally repaired and save the fast repair for later, knowing you're going to have at least a stage break and then one more pit stop after that. Do want to thank everybody for tuning in, and I do realize that we probably have some people who haven't tuned it into P1 before. If you haven't already done it, make sure you smash the like button on the video, ring the bell, subscribe to P1 so that you can be notified of all future iRacing broadcasts. Just like this one, it is week 13 coming up, and so we do not have anything scheduled for next week. We'll be doing, or our team will be participating in the build-up to the Hoosier 500. The qualifying for that is this week, one of the biggest IndyCar races in the sim as we get ready to go back green here at Daytona. And so Gary Godso, Luis Gonzalez Nunez, Andrew Wood over on the sister stream, they've got practice from the Hoosier 500. Tonight they'll be doing qualifying this weekend. And then blessedly, it's week 13, and I don't think for the first time in recent memory, I don't think there's a single broadcast on P1 next week. Of course, the week following is going to begin season 1 of 2026. We'll have the Indy Open top split on Monday night, 7 o'clock, followed 8:30 by the Indy Next top split road series. Tuesday night, it's the flagship broadcast, the Indy Oval Series 7:15, and that'll be followed at 8:30 by the Indy Next Oval Series. Wednesday nights, you're gonna get to see the likes of the Formula Indy Series, the Horizon IndyCar Series. Thursday and Friday, the American Motorsports Association, Xfinity and Truck Series. We also have the Elite Racing League Next Series on Thursday night. So great things happening here on P1. If you want to see it all, make sure you ring that bell. We are back under green, lap 13 of 80 here at Daytona. And we have a new leader. Mark Rottingen has pulled ahead of Tyler Dalton. And Mark Rottingen will lead the inside line. They've got the 84 of Michael Bosvert. He's been working that high line, trying to get toward the front, and he's got some help up there. This is as close as the high line has been to the lead. And right now they're fighting David Steiner side by side for that third spot. Trucks, big swirly. That's the 83 of Jordan Stencil. You saw him bat out of shape going down the front straight. Now the 84 will get kicked kind of sideways. I don't know if there was contact, but he drove a lane and a half up the speedway right in front of Michael Bosvert, and they continue or excuse me, Jordan Stencil, and they continue to race very closely. Lap 14 of 80. And remember, we do have a stage break coming at lap number 20. Do want to thank everybody for tuning in to the P1 Broadcasting Network. You are watching the Racing for Recovery 200. If you haven't already done it, make sure you smash the like button on the video, ring the bell, subscribe to P1. And if you are so inclined, you can head over to Jason Followell's Twitch page. It is linked in the chat. The drivers here have raised over $1,000, or almost $1,000 rather, to help him in his battle with cancer. And if you'd like to support that cause, you can head over to his Twitch profile and drop him a line as well. Down the backstretch we come. It's 2x2, and just look from the blimp at what we're kind of looking at here. This is what the middle of the pack looks like. The front 5 or 6, they're all kind of straightened out now, but this is what it looks like in the back. You've got guys that are moving around, the arrows moving around, the trucks are getting loose. They're now at the point where the tires are starting to show up. They're moving back and forth. They're going 3 wide down the front. That's Liam Anderson on the bottom. The 14 on the top is Joey Gatna, and those trucks are just all over one another. It's close enough that you can't really get away. You've got Gatna and the 83 of Jordan Stencil. Stencil had been up front. They nearly get together, and the top line has really begun to move toward the front of this field. And that is Michael Bosworth. He is leading the top of that train. They have now drawn even with Tyler Dalton for second, and they're going to try to make it 3 wide. That's the 14 of Gatna. He's going to try to put Bosworth in the middle, and we'll see if the 88 of Mark Jorgensen is going to follow him, or if they're gonna stay loyal here to Bosworth. They all kind of fall back in line. I think they thought better of that 3 wide attack there. It might be a little bit early. Still 63 laps to go in this one. May not be the best time to push it 3 wide and risk the contact, but they're going 3 wide one more time. You see the red truck in the background almost gets sideways down the straightaway here with the bump draft. Off of turn number 4, down the start-finish line they come. 17 laps in the books. Lap 18 begins. We've still got Mark Rotchen and Tyler Dalton 1-2. Michael Bosworth continues to try to make that top line work, but now he's stuck next to David Steiner, and so he's kind of fallen back. That top line is now fallen back to 3rd place, and they're not very organized. You see the 14 of Gatna. He continues to try to move to the outside, and this time he's going to get it done, and he's got some help. The 84 of Bosworth tries to move up and block it, but he can't, and they have now got Bosworth stuck in the middle, and that is not where you want to be. Not only is the draft not going to help you out, not only are you not going to get helped out with the draft in there, but it is very difficult to control one of these trucks in the sucker hole. And we'll kind of show you what Bosworth is looking at. We got caution. Big mess in turn number 1. Caution is on the speedway, lap 19 of 80. Big wreck off of turn number 2 here. And let's see what's happened. We're watching from RB Turner, and I think this is going to happen more or less in front of him. Oh, there we go. So that was from the perspective of Signature. He's going to get hit pretty hard. It started in front of that, though. We're looking at the number 8 of Michael Butler, and again, this is all halftime here. But we're looking at the number 8 of Michael Butler, and it's actually not Butler either. It's the number 61 of Philip Caffrey. And Caffrey has the meatball. That is the red Budweiser truck, and he had been moving around. He had been moving around even on the straightaways, taking pushes from the 34 of Michael Daniels. And let's see what we've got. Daniels is going to move to the inside here, and it appears as though he's going to follow. It appears as though he was going to follow the 84 of Bosvert, and then tried to move up, get back in line, tags the 61 of Caffrey, and that is where the fun, as they say, begins. You see multiple different trucks get involved. We're going to drop back on, and let's see if we can't have a look at this from Robert Church. Here's Church. We are on the roof of Robert Church, and watch us how quickly this track closes. He has nowhere to go. Trucks blocking the track. He sees daylight and almost makes it. Robert Church is going to get collected. The only meatball involved here is Philip Caffrey. Caffrey is still circulating, trying to make it back to the pit lane. He has not used his fast repair, but if I'm not mistaken, that truck is sick. You can hear it still running, but there is smoke coming out of the back of that 61, and so he's going to need to make it to pit lane as soon as he possibly can. Meanwhile, this should be the stage, and it would be the only stage. Caffrey is headed toward the pit lane now. Tyler Dalton is your leader, and he did win the race off of pit road. Mark Rotchen, Joey Gatna, Mark Jorgensen, and Michael Caffrey are your top five as they get back onto the backstretch behind the pace truck. Do want to thank everybody for joining in. We do have a heck of a crowd here for a one-off race. You've got Murph, you've got the Racing for Recovery 200 to benefit Jason's signature Followell. The drivers here have raised nearly $1,000 already for Jason. If you wanted to kick in some of your own, you can head on over to Jason's Twitch page, and he'll accept donations there. The link is in the description, and so do thank everybody in advance for that. If you haven't already done it, make sure you smash the like button on the video, ring the bell, subscribe to P1. You can be notified of all future iRacing action that will occur on this channel. Next week, it's kind of an off week. It is week 13. It's Hoosier 500 week. Many of P1's staff are either going to be staffing that event or racing in it, and so we aren't going to have any broadcast next week. No officials. Most leagues take the week off. Next week, though, in 2 weeks, it's going to start anew. We've got the IndyCar Open top split and the Indy Next Road top split on Mondays, Indy Oval top split and Indy Next top split on Tuesdays, the Horizon IndyCar Series and the Formula Indy Series on Wednesday. The AMA is going to be back Thursday and Friday. LGN is debuting the Elite Racing League Next Series on Thursday nights as well. So if you want to see some iRacing, we've got you covered here on P1. I do want to say hello to the Drift King. He is number 43. That's Jakin Gludich. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, but he has joined us in here. Joined in here as well. Working lap 22 of 80. It is currently Tyler Dalton, your leader. Mark Rotgen, second. Joey Gatna is third. Mark Jorgensen, Michael Caffrey are your top five. David Steiner, Jacob Gladulich, Michael Bosvert, Aaron Ryan, and Jordan Stencil are your top 10. Then Ron Hollyfield, Shane Wilden, Billy Elwell, and Liam Anderson. They've moved up to 13 and 14th, and those are familiar names to those of us on P1, as is Michael Bollinger. He is 15th. Andrew Davis, Stephen Liskowski, James Dewar, Jalen Story, and R.B. Turner round out your top 20. Then Robert Van Ness, Trevor McCoy, Philip Caffrey, Zach Thompson, Signature is 25th, David Duke 26th, Michael Daniels, Charles Van Scheck, Michael Butler, and Robert Church round out your top 30. The pace truck is getting ready to duck on off, and when they do, we're going to get the dash for the checkered flag started. It's going to be 58 laps to decide the Racing for Recovery 200. Barney has the green flag in hand, and away we go.
Green, green, green.
Love that shot of the trucks running over the camera and embedded in the backstretch. We see the trucks in the background, kind of some hard bump drafting going on in the back. Guys getting sideways back there. Up at the front, it's Tyler Dalton and Mark Rotchen. They are side by side for the lead. Dalton has been wedded to that bottom line. He has not left it. He's been either first or second in that bottom line for the entire event, but he's got a challenge now. Mark Rotchen and Mark Jorgensen, a pair of marks on the top. They are locked together trying to push their way into the lead of this race. Down the backstretch they thunder into turns 3 and 4. It's Tyler Dalton still in the lead, but they are now 2 by 2 at the front. Big lane change in the back. I believe that was Michael Bollinger in the back there trying to get behind Liam Anderson, and that was near disaster. Bollinger went from the top to the bottom. Anderson now gets into the top line, and that's going to move Bollinger even with him on the bottom. But those two trucks have come from the back. Liam Anderson started this race on the back row, if you'll recall. He is now 13th. He's got Bollinger behind him in 14th. Billy Elwell, Jalen Story, the teammates all back there, and they are slowly working their way forward. Meanwhile, Mark Rotchen gets the lead. Big move from the top to the bottom. Still 2 by 2 they come. Now Mark Jorgensen is going to lead that top line. He's got help in the form of David Steiner and Michael Bosvert now. Those are the three on the top. There are 4 trucks on the bottom that are more or less in lockstep. You've got Rotchen, then Dalton, the 14 of Joey Gatna and Michael Caffrey. And those 4 trucks on the bottom have been extremely loyal to each other. And if they continue to do that, they're going to pull away. As you see, they've now got the front truck of Dalton clear. He's jumped up to the top side. He'll run in front of the 88 of Jorgensen. That'll leave the 76 of Rotchen on the bottom. And you've got 14, 77, and I believe that is the 43 of Jacob Gladulich. He has moved up into the fourth position on the inside line as they scrape and scrap and bump and bang, trying to get the advantage for their particular line here around the Daytona International Speedway. 27 of 80. We're working 27 of 80, 26 laps in the books. And I don't know, race fans, if they can continue to do this for the next 54 circuits. It would be a miracle if they were able to do that. Now Rotchen is going to get the push from Gatna, and those two are going to break free. And Gatna immediately will jump out of line, and he's going to get in front of Tyler Dalton and see if he can't push his way to the lead. as we like to do here at P1, we're gonna get a poll going amongst the race fans in the chat. Kind of get your thoughts on how things may shake out. How many cautions do the fans out there think that we're going to have? 1, 2, 3, or 4 more here in the last 50 laps of this event. We're coming down 29. This will complete 29, and we will start 30. So there are now 51 circuits remaining, and that is not a lot of time here at Daytona. These trucks, they can run anywhere between 30 and 40 laps on fuel. They've already been out there 10, so we're going to have to make a pit stop at some point in this 50-lap run. It's just a matter, or in this 60-lap run to the finish, it's just a matter of when that's going to happen. It's also going to matter who comes with you and if you call it, and if you don't get yourself run over coming to pit lane. That's going to be a big thing to watch here. Is when are we going to stop? Who's coming with me? And am I going to be able to get to pit lane safely? The polling is underway right now. 2 and 3 is the favorite answer. We've got 3 votes. Go ahead and throw your choice in there. This won't be the only poll that we'll do, but do like to keep the fans interested. You are watching the Racing for Recovery 200 here on the P1 Broadcasting Network. It's just Murph tonight. The rest of the gang is all off in Indianapolis. Big trouble. Trouble on the back. Tyler Dalton and others involved. This is going to take out half the field. They are still wrecking down the back straight, and I only count 7 or 8 trucks that made it through this cleanly. There is a huge mess going down the back straight. Caution is on the speedway, and it's all started right at the front with Tyler Dalton, and we're going to see exactly what happens here with the 19 truck. He had led a large amount of this race coming off of turn number 2. Dalton gets tagged by the 88. That's Mark Jorgensen, and they immediately all start spinning down to the bottom, and multiple trucks are going to get collected in this. As I said, I believe this involved about half of the field. Jordan Stencil, you see involved there as well. And it's almost so many that you're going to have to watch it from the blimp. Watch Liam Anderson sneak through here. He goes all the way down to the very bottom of the paved super stretch. You see other trucks getting collected. The 44 is involved. That'll be his second of the day. Meanwhile, they continue to wreck up on the racing surface. I believe that was the number 33 truck, Andrew Davis. He's turned around backwards going through the Le Mans chicane. This is not a sports car race for Zach Thompson, although he actually made the chicane there, believe it or not. We had a truck get up on its side. Whew. And it all happened so fast. Watch it from the perspective of Andrew Davis here. He's not going to have much time to react. You're going to see the truck get kicked sideways coming off of turn 2, and this is through his eyeballs, and that's what he sees. Big time mess coming down the back. One more time. Let's look at it from Jacob Gladulich's perspective here. Now watch Gladulich. He's in the burger here. He is in the number 43 machine, up and on its side for the Drift King. Well, there is the first caution of the day. Multiple trucks involved. That's going to leave the 76 of Mark Rodgen in the lead. Michael Caffrey, Michael Bosvert. So a pair of Michaels, second and third. David Steiner is fourth. Jalen Story will round out your top 5. we will let you guys know that pretty much everybody involved with damage, Tyler Dalton included, Mark Jorgensen, Jordan Stencil, Ron Hollyfield, Michael Butler, they have all made it to pit lane, as has Aaron Ryan, Andrew Davis, and Ryan Wint. Those trucks are all on pit lane, and they are all under repair. None of them took their fast repair. There have been trucks that have taken their fast repair. And keep in mind, you only get one. Jalen Story, Philip Caffrey, Stephen Leskowski, David Duke, Robert Van Nest, James Dewar, Trevor McCoy, Michael Daniels. They have all taken their fast repairs, but nobody involved in that incident that we saw get the heavy stuff. None of them took their fast repairs. So it appears as though they're going to try to get their trucks repaired just through the normal cycle of things. Dalton has left pit lane now, as have others. No, Dalton has not. So Tyler Dalton may be going a lap down here. Did he make it out? He has made it out, and that's got to be disappointment for that man. He has either been in the lead or second for a good portion of the early running here at Daytona. And so let's hope that Dalton can get his truck fixed and get back toward the front of this field. Speaking of the front of this field, it is Mark Rodgen, and there he is in the 76. The 77 of Michael Caffrey is with him. The consensus is that we're going to have 3 cautions, although 17% of you out there think we're going to have 4 or more. So that's 1 down. Nobody thought we were going to have just 1. And so do thank everybody for responding to the poll. It's always good to have some audience interaction. If you have questions or would like to discuss a specific topic, we're here for you. Just throw it in the chat, and I'll try to address whatever you've got as best I can, which usually isn't very well from those of you who have watched P1 previously. We are working lap 34 of 80. Rodgen, Caffrey, Bosworth, Steiner, and Story are your top 5. The lights are out atop the pace truck, and so we're going to get a start here, or we're going to get a restart here momentarily. A hearty welcome to Checkmate 215 as he logs into the chat. Thank you so much for watching us. And he says, let's go, Jay. Away we go. Everybody goes, including Jay. Flashing under the flag stand down through turns 1 and 2. Do want to thank Whiplash Sim Cams for the views. The drone cam, always a popular one here at Daytona. As we fly through turns 1 and 2, it takes these trucks about a lap to get up the full song, and when they do, we noted top speed in qualifying was about 175 miles an hour. These trucks are significantly faster in the race because of the draft. Mark Rodgen, you saw 185 miles an hour hauling down the backstretch into turn number 3. That is 10 miles an hour faster than he was in qualifying. Down the front they come. Jalen Story has now moved his way into 3rd place, and you've got to wonder if Story wants to move forward just to save himself, if nothing else. You would think that the front of this thing would be the safest place to be. You would think, although Tyler Dalton has found out that might not be the case. Dalton is in the back. And here he is moving along on the outside. We're going to try to see if we can see, did he get that truck fixed? We've got trouble. We've got trouble. That was Zach Thompson. For right now, we stay green. Thompson kind of got kicked out of the kind of got kicked out of the draft, slid up, hit the outside retaining wall, and then contact between him and the number 5 truck of Robert Church. But they kept everything pointed in the same direction, kept it going straight, and they kept it above the minimum speed, most importantly. And so those trucks are coming on the pit lane. Church and Thompson with the meatballs, and now caution has come out on the speedway. We've got more trouble. Liam Anderson is involved. There's Anderson, and we're gonna have to go back and see what has happened with Liam Anderson. There he is on the top of the speedway. He's running behind the 61 of Philip Caffrey. And Caffrey just turns it loose on the top and comes down in front of Liam Anderson. Big contact with the 18 and 61. It appears as though they were the only two involved. The 61 truck is going to spin down toward the bottom, and hard impact for Philip Caffrey to that number 61 machine. Liam Anderson has not used his fast repair, but the 61 of Philip Caffrey has. And so Philip Caffrey is going to be stuck with whatever damage is on that number 61 Chevrolet for the remainder of the race, barring what he can get fixed. Do want to thank Matty Wagner for joining us in the chat. Wag says the safest place for him is on his couch. Now that's usually the case when I'm driving. Instead of announcing is the safest place to be is on your couch. But do want to welcome Matty Wags. He is of course the impresario of the Horizon Racing League, or the Horizon IndyCar Series that you see on Wednesday nights. And that's a thriving league. Myself, Ryan Eric King, we get a huge bang out of commentating that for Matty Wags and his group, and we're glad to have them back. Their first race in the Horizon IndyCar Series is going to happen on January the 7th, and it's going to be a 230 mile an hour tilt in the Irish Hills of Michigan. So if you want to see that, check it out January the 7th at 8 o'clock right here on P1. We're going to get some pit stops here. Bosvert Story, among others, are headed down the pit lane. Now, this would be right on the edge of the window to make it. Generally speaking, about 40 laps is what you can do on a tank full of gas. And so all these drivers are coming in. Many of them, and you can tell just by the short time on the pit lane, most of them are doing fuel only. You're also going to see drivers like Tyler Dalton, and there's Dalton. And remember, he was your early leader in this M500 machine. He is back for further repair. You can see the wrinkles in the hood on that truck, and so he's going to want to get as much of that done as possible. Caution laps here at Daytona are around 1 minute and 50 seconds, so you can effect significant repair under a yellow light. And there's Dalton. You see the hood become uncrinkled on that Chevrolet, and away he goes. 44 seconds on the pit lane for Tyler Dalton. Back up at the front, it is Mark Rottingen, David Steiner, Michael Caffrey, and Billy Elwell in the number 67 has entered the chat. Elwell is fourth. Stephen Laskowski, Trevor McCoy, and Trevor McCoy are the top six. None of those top six have stopped in the stage. Joey Gatna from 8th place on back, they have stopped. I take that back. Elwell, Laskowski, McCoy, and Church have all stopped previously. Now Elwell is going to come down the pit lane, so he will surrender 5th spot, and he gets a black flag, too fast entering to boot. So bad luck for Billy Elwell there, but he will not only get to serve the black flag, but he's gonna drop to the back of the line to boot. That's going to move Mark Rotgen, David Steiner, and Michael Caffrey to the front 3 spots. They have not yet stopped in this stage, so they are still pending a pit stop here. Everybody else has stopped at least once. Everybody from 7th on back under this most recent yellow. Lehman Tanner wants to know, where is Joey Gatna in the number 14, and we will have a look at Joey Gatna. He is currently occupying the 7th spot in the sim500.com machine. There he is. So Joey Gatna doing well. Matty Wag says that the couch is safest because he's had an adult refreshment. Having shared adult refreshments with Matty Wagner, I can assure you that the couch is the safest place for him to be. The couch is the safest place. The couch is the safest place for him to be.
It's okay.
Green, green, green.
Green flag is back out. We'll watch the green from the grandstand. Mark Rotgen is your leader. David Steiner, Michael Caffrey, Stephen Laskowski, and Trevor McCoy, your top 5. Joey Gatna there in the 14. He is 6th. As they move down into turn number 1, we are 41 laps of 80 into this Racing for Recovery 300. This is the halfway point.
All right, man.
Caution is on the speedway. Big crash. Joey Gatna involved at the front. There goes Liam Anderson sliding through. Anderson does not hit anything, but big action at the front of this field. Joey Gatna takes the slide. I don't believe many of these drivers hit anything. Let's see what we've got coming off of turn number 2. Okay, so the 77 went to move up in front of the 63. That would be David Steiner in the 63, the 77 of Michael Caffrey, and Gatna just the innocent bystander. He doesn't hit anything, and neither does Liam Anderson. Just gonna flat spot the tires. They can come and they can come and replace those. No worries. Jacob Gladulich did get a black flag on that, so he'll need to come serve that. The 14, the 43, and the 77. That is Gatna, Gladulich, and, well, that other truck is left. So they've come to pit lane for repair. Mark Rotgen leads it. 39 to go. We are past halfway in the Racing for Recovery 200. Lehman Tanner wants to know what happened. More or less, Daytona happened. There was one truck tried to move up in front of another. Everybody got sideways. There was contact in the pack. A couple of trucks got kicked out. The truck that you're probably specifically asking about, though, that would be the 14 of Joey Gatna. I don't believe he hit anything, but he has come to pit lane for tires, fuel, and repair. He is back out onto the racing surface. He did not use the fast repair. The 43, that would be Jacob Gladulich, he says he's got a black flag for speeding on pit lane, and so that would be the reason for him. That would be the reason for him being under the black flag. We are under caution for a multi-car accident. That would be the second since we started the poll. And they're on 75% fuel, so that is interesting. So that's going to shorten the fuel window. Do want to clarify that there is 75% fuel in the trucks. We've just heard that from the race organizers, and so that's going to shorten the fuel windows. They may yet need to make a pit stop here with 38 laps to go. Do want to appreciate everybody for tuning in. The P1 Broadcasting Network. You've got Murph. We are doing the Racing for Recovery 200 tonight. It is a charity event to benefit a member of the community. That would be Jason Followell, also known as Signature. If you would like to donate to the cause, there is a link to his Twitch channel in the. There is a link to his Twitch channel in the description. The drivers here have also raised nearly $1,000 for to help him out as he battles cancer, and so do want to thank them for that. Do want to thank everybody for tuning in. If you haven't already done it, make sure you smash the like button on the video, ring the bell to subscribe to the channel. Do want to compliment the paint scheme on the number 63 of David Steiner. I am partial to those watches, wearing one right now, as a matter of fact. So always good to see that Tag Heuer logo there. Mark Rodgen is your leader. Steiner is second, and Steiner and Rodgen have both been around the front of this field quite a bit. Michael Caffrey and Tyler Dalton have joined the Black Flag Brigade. Both of those trucks now showing with the black flag, and so do want to note that. Also note, if you hear me be quiet for just a little bit, that's not for any other reason other than being a solo guy. I'm trying to save my voice. So we've got Miss Natalie running for tea, lemonade, and other beverages to try to save my throat. But if you hear me quiet for just a moment, no worries there. I am still here, just trying to rest the voice. The pace truck is going to come off, and we are going to have a start lap. We're going to have a start with 37, coming to get 36 to go here in the Racing for Recovery 200.
Green, green, green.
Down the backside they come. 36 laps to go here. It's Rodgen, Church, David Duke, David Steiner. David Duke, Robert Church, David Steiner, Jalen Story make up your top five. Jalen Story has made a heck of a run. He was involved in one of those earlier accidents. He's used up his fast repair and used it early. Jalen Story is now dived. He's in the bottom line. He's got help from teammate Billy Elwell, and those two trucks are charging to the front. They've got the 5 of Robert Church to the top side of them, and Robert Church is kind of without help. It's a couple of car lengths back to the 63, and Church maybe kind of hung out to dry here on that top line. You're seeing everybody go to the bottom, and now finally he's going to get some help, but Robert Church has fallen all the way back to the 4th truck in line on the top. He's finally got some help now. He's finally got some help now from the 4 of Aaron Ryan, and Ryan is going to try to assist in the charge toward the front. But here's the thing, that top line is not organized, and the bottom very much is. As we head down toward 34 laps to go, we'll get it this time by. It's Mark Rodgen still in the lead, but the top side is now organized. They're 4 deep, and they are coming. Down the backside we go. We are now 3 wide at the front. It is the number 4 of Aaron Ryan. He's got help in the form of Michael Bosvert. They are all the way riding around the rim, trying to make it to the front. You've got the middle that's led by Robert Church. Assisting Church are Ryan Wint and the 88 of Mark Jorgensen. And then on the bottom, you've got Mark Rodgen, who is the leader. He's followed by David Duke. And then the trucks of Jalen Story and Billy Elwell as they sort themselves out. We're going to get back to 2 wide. They've hung out Aaron Ryan now on the top. At least I thought they had. And now we'll go 3 wide one more time down the back. And it's the 88 shot out of a cannon up the middle. Mark Jorgensen may get to the lead with that move. We continue on. The front of this field is now Michael Bosvert and Mark Jorgensen. Jorgensen had been up at the front. He had fallen back he'd fallen back due to some contact, as had Bosvert. Both of them have reclaimed their positions at the front now. Bosvert has used his fast repair, so he's going to need to be careful with 31 circuits remaining. Ryan Wint, Mark Rodgen, they're going to make up row 2. Then Church and Ryan, they're going to be in row 3 as we head on to turns 3 and 4. And for the most part, these drivers are playing pretty nice, although we see the 00 of Ryan Wint. He thought about making it 3 wide there, and all that does is kill the momentum of that top line. Whenever a car jumps out of line, it kind of disrupts the momentum in that lane, and it causes that line to fall back. We've also got a lap truck. That's the 77 of Michael Caffrey. Caffrey does the wise thing. He keeps it all the way up next to the wall. And he'll try to fall back into the pack. Although hard contact into the wall for Michael Caffrey. He's going to continue along. Michael Caffrey did not bring out a caution with that contact. And there you see it. He is going to be in good shape. Mark Rodgen is going to have to come to the pit lane with 30 laps on his fuel tank. So Rodgen running low on fuel. He's going to have to come in and stop. He's by himself, and hard contact at the front. It's the leaders.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Caution, that's the 88. That was the leader. Mark Jorgensen hard in the wall, and they're still wrecking behind him. So here we go. Mark Rodgen is leading this race at the start-finish line. He's got Michael Bosvert underneath him. There's some contact there, and we're going to need a better angle. On that. There's contact between Bosvert and Jorgensen at the front, and that's what kicks this whole thing off. You see the Superman truck, the 00 of Ryan went there behind him. And here we go. It's going to be a bump draft from the 00. So the 84 and the 88 don't actually make contact. That's contact from wind that drives that. And away we go, spinning down toward the infield. Nobody really hurt in that, but the bad part of this is Mark Jorgensen. Watch how many licks this 88 truck takes. Here he is, and we're gonna get into the higher blimp angle. He's gonna hit the right front there, then the right rear. These trucks here don't really hit anything hard. That's all repairable and well and good. Here comes Liam Anderson hard into the right rear. He's going to kind of collect his left front. So really the left rear is the only corner that hasn't been hit until right there. And that is... well, does he get additional contact from Aaron Ryan? He does not. I thought maybe Aaron Ryan would do him a solid, get him the love tap and get him going with contact on all four corners. And so we're going to see more of these trucks headed toward the pit lane. There is your leader. That's Michael Bosvert. Jalen Story is second. Story is going to come into the pit lane. I would assume that these trucks can make it home from here. The big winner in all that was this man, Mark Rodgen. So he came into the pit lane. He got his service. The yellow came out. Rodgen is gonna wind up out of all this in a pretty doggone good spot, because a lot of his almost the entire rest of the field has come onto the pit lane. And there they come off of the pit lane. Led by Charles Van Scheck. Michael Bosvert did not pit. Rodgen has been out 2 laps, so he may be in good shape. Everybody else from Van Scheck on back did come into the pits, and they are all going to be good to go. It's worth noting Tyler Dalton, after having led for about the first third of this race, is made it back up into the 12th spot, and he did take his fast repair, so that truck is good to go till the end. Do want to thank everybody for tuning in. We are running the Racing for Recovery 200. This is a charity event to benefit a member of the community. That would be Jason's signature Followell. Jason, battling cancer, his friends and competitors have raised nearly $1,000 just in entry fees alone to help him out with his treatment. If you'd like to contribute to the cause, make sure you head on over to his Twitch chat. It is linked in the description. Do want to also thank everybody for tuning it in. If you haven't already done it, make sure you smash the like button on the video, ring the bell, subscribe to P1, and you can be notified of all future iRacing action. We've basically got the next week off here on P1 because it is week 13. We're going to see Van Scheck hit the pit lane one more time. While we do that, there's signature. He is currently 4th, and so he's having a much better run in the last quarter of this race, or the last third of this race, than Jason did in the first. quarter. He had fallen all the way back at one point, was running around in 30th. So there's Signature, and he is up in that top 4. Meanwhile, but do want to let everybody know, we will not have any broadcasts next week. It's Hoosier 500 week. A lot of the P1 crew is either on the staff broadcasting that race, or they're going to be attempting to qualify for it. It's also week 13, so no officials. But when we come back, we're going to have the IndyCar top split, IndyCar Open top split, and Indy Next top split on Monday night. You're going to see the Indy Oval top split and Indy Next top split on Tuesday night. The Horizon IndyCar Series and the Formula Indy Series still happen on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We're the home of the AMA. We also have the Elite Racing League Next Series. That's happening on Thursday nights this winter. And a little birdie told me that we may have one more league to announce before too much longer. Do want to thank everybody for tuning in, though. We've had a heck of a good crowd here tonight for this race, and you all have been awesome. Keep those chats coming. We are getting ready to decide the Racing for Recovery 200 here at Daytona. Bosvert and Roch in row 1. Jacob Gladulich and Signature are going to be on row number 2. The pace truck is going to duck on off. Barney's got the green flag in hand.
Green flag.
And away we go. Not a good start for that outside line. You saw the 15 had to brake just a little bit behind the 76. And that means that the bottom with Michael Bosvert is going to get going first. But that top line, because they all accordioned back together, they're going to get a huge push coming through turn number 2. David Steiner with a black flag, just so we're aware. But the top line is going to get a huge push. 3 trucks locked together down the back, and that's going to push Mark Rodgen right to the lead. Signature now is going to lead the top side. He's going to try to get to the front. Twenty 24 laps to go here in the Racing for Recovery 200. It has so far been a dandy. Mark Rodgen leads it. Michael Bosvert second. Jacob Gladulich is third. Signature, fourth. Signature leading that top line, and we're going to see if he's going to be able to get to that top spot. David Steiner has now come to answer his black flag. It is worth noting that Tyler Dalton has been worth the price of admission. Remember, that truck was wrecked not too long ago. Dalton, with that 68-69 I rating, by far and away the highest in the field. There he is in the 19. He had loyally been on the bottom of the racetrack for most of this one. He has now swung it to the high side and made it to the 7th spot. You see him between the 94 of Colby Peterson, and it appears as though he's got the 02 of RB Turner behind him. But Dalton trying to make his way up toward the front, and it's starting to get dicey up at that front. Signature and Rodgen still battling for the lead. They've got David Duke and Michael Bosvert all over their backsides, trying to push each line toward the front. 20 laps to go here in the racing for Recovery 300. Signature has made his way to the bottom and made his way to the lead, and he has got Mark Rotchen all over the rear end of that number 15 truck. Meanwhile, you've got the 78, the 94, and the 19. And yes, that is early leader Tyler Dalton. He is coming toward the front, coming on the top. And that top line is trying to get organized and get some traction. They now have four or five trucks right in line. But the bottom, they've got 6 or 7. And Rotchen is all over the back of that number 15 machine. The bottom line seems to be the preferred line. We have seen trucks get to the front via that top lane. That's where the 78 of David Duke, and he's being pushed by Colby Peterson, is trying to go. The issue with that is that they can get there, but they can't really sustain it. As soon as a driver gets to the front, they don't stay in that top line. They immediately cut down in front of the bottom, and that seems to be the plan for Duke, Peterson, and crew. The problem is they just can't quite make it work. They can get there. They can get even with the Signature's door, and now there's contact between Signature and David Duke. They can get there. They can get even, but they can't seem to pull off. The pass and make it all the way stick. Signature leads that lap, and he's got David Duke behind him, and Duke has a lot of help from Peterson and Dalton, but I don't know that they can quite clear. The bottom seems to be the superior line at this point with 17 laps to go, but the field is now 2x2, and it's starting to do as Daytona does in these trucks, Xfinity cars, Cup cars, you name it. You get down toward the end, big trouble, the 61, hard into the wall. That'll happen too, and that is our third caution. And so half of you were right. We were going to get 3. Do we get to 4 or more? Philip Caffrey has towed. He is big into the wall one more time. And let's look from the blimp at what happens to Philip Caffrey. Here he is. And I think he's thinking he's going to go middle, and then they kind of suck together on the top, and he's going to get turned. At the same time, there was action from Billy Elwell. That's the number 12 of Shane Wheeldon. And so there was some action behind them as well, but a hard lick Aaron Ryan collected kind of in the background. He's going to slide. Big impact to the front, big impact to the back of the 61. You see Jalen Story, he'll slide through. The number 7 of Robert Van Nest, he'll slide along. He is also involved. Big trouble for Philip Caffrey, though. He is out of this race. David Steiner and James Dewar have also pulled off the racing surface, as has Michael Caffrey. Caffrey is still in the server. Michael Caffrey is, but he is not. He is not on the racing surface. And Philip Caffrey, having already used his fast repair, will likely be done for the day. So we had a lot of fun happening at the front of this field. Signature is your leader. He's followed by David Duke, Colby Peterson, Mark Rodgen, Michael Bosvert, Tyler Dalton, Jacob Gadulich, R.B. Turner, John Stensel, and Mark Jorgensen. I am going to take a quick break, and we will be right back. All right, do appreciate everybody's patience. We needed a quick announcers break. We needed a quick announcers break there before we get to the end of this. Before we get to the end of this race, the leader, after everything cycles through and everything is done, Tyler Dalton. We had Mark Röntgen, everybody back from him. So P6 on back stopped under that caution. So there's Röntgen in the 76. Tyler Dalton, Jacob Gladulich, Mark Jorgensen, Clint Hackett, and Joey Gatna, the top 5, did not pit. So they believe they are good to go to the end of this. They believe that they are good to go to the end of this show with having last stopped on lap 54. They've had a couple of cautions since, and so they're going to get some 2-for-1 fuel mileage here. But remember, we saw that 30 was just about as far as you could go. And so, Röntgen on back again. They've got tires. The other thing is, tires don't really have a huge impact here. Tires really don't have a huge impact here in terms of tread. And they don't really make you any faster. What new tires do here at Daytona, is they make the car a lot, or the truck or whatever it is that you're driving, they make it a lot more maneuverable. And so that's going to be the thing here. Is that going to allow those trucks to drive better in traffic? We will see. Do want to thank everybody for tuning in here to the P1 Broadcasting Network. You've got Murph, and we're doing the Racing for Recovery 200 live here on P1. If you haven't already done it, make sure you smash the like button on the video, ring the bell, subscribe to P1, be notified of all future iRacing action. If you'd like to donate to the cause, you can hit up Jason Followell, that's Signature's Twitch page, and contribute to his fight against cancer. The drivers here raised nearly $1,000 to support their friend and community member, and so we're definitely with them and supporting their efforts. Tyler Dalton is your leader. Jacob Gladulich is second. Mark Jorgensen, Clint Hackett, and Joey Gatna the top 5, and they are all on 13 laps into their current run. So it's going to be interesting to see, one, can they make it? Two, are the new tires going to be able to drive around him? The green flag goes in the air from Barney one more time. Tyler Dalton is going to lead him back to the line, and we are going to have 13 laps to go here in the Racing for Recovery 200. Big push from Mark Jorgensen in the back of Tyler Dalton. And one wonders if that's going to be too big of a lead, because Joey Gatna in third is coming hard behind him. Gatna is going to drive right up to the back of the two leaders, and he is not going to pull out a line just yet. And we've got caution. Caution is on the speedway. We've got trouble, and this is going to be the 4th yellow of the second stage. That is the 98 of Steven Laskowski. Multiple trucks involved. And let's see what we can see. Again, the blimp is going to be our best angle. And I think this is going to start with the 34 of Michael Daniels. And it might start in front of him. Let's see. So it starts way up ahead of them. That's the 00 of Ryan Wendt. Wendt is going to back up into the number 84 truck of Michael Bosvert off of turn number 2. They're going to make, the number 1 of Trevor McCoy. They're going to make contact. It's going to send the 0 up the hill. There was an accordion effect, and boom. Around goes Wint. Around goes the 1. And just like that, the track at Daytona is blocked. Multiple trucks involved. Hard impact for Ron Hollyfield. Hard impact for the 5, Robert Church. As he comes through, he's going to be out of this event. But big trouble. And that only helps the 19 of Dalton, the 88 of Jorgensen, Joey Gatna, Jacob Gladulich, and Clint Hackett. Those are the trucks that have not stopped yet. This only helps them in their quest to make it without a pit stop. And let's see if they're going to bring it down the pit lane here with 12 laps to go. I would surmise that if you've stayed out on that last one, you think you're good to go to the end and you are not stopping. Would just be my guess. Do want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Racing for Recovery 200 live here on P1. This is a race to benefit a member of the community that is fighting cancer. That would be Jason Followell, also known as Signature. If you would like to contribute to the cause, the link to his Twitch page is in the description to the broadcast. If you haven't already done it, make sure you smash the like button on the video, ring the bell to subscribe to P1. That way you can be notified of all future iRacing broadcasts, just like this one. It is Hoosier 500 week, and so here on P1, many of the crew, many of the production staff, they're either working that race or they're trying to be in it. It is also week 13, so there is no broadcast on P1 this week. Next week, normal service, next week, there will be no broadcasts. Week 13, no officials, and so on. After that, the regular slate returns. The Indy Open Top Split and the Indy Next Road Top Split happen on Monday nights. Tuesday, we'll have the Indy Oval Top Split along with the Indy Next Oval Top Split. Wednesdays, we'll feature the Horizon IndyCar Series as well as the Formula Indy Series. Thursday and Friday, it'll be the AMA returning with the Grand National and Truck Series. We're going to have the Elite Racing League Next Series on Thursday nights. And I believe a little birdie has told me we might have one more league joining us on Tuesdays. And so if you'd like to see any of those things, make sure you ring that bell. It is going to be a packed 2026, and season 1 2026 starts, if my memory serves, in 10 days' time with the racing beginning Monday, December 15th. The number 12 just beats that number 12 machine is Shane Wheeldon. He just beats the pace car, or the pace truck, off of the pit lane. For the last 10 lap shootout, we'll set it. For the last 9 lap shootout, we'll set it. It's going to be Tyler Dalton and Mark Jorgensen on row 1. Joey Gatna is with those two on strategy. The number 14 will go from 3rd, and then Jordan Stencil is 4th. Stencil does not have any concerns about fuel. There you can see the length of time these drivers have been out on the speedway. Gladulich and Hackett, well, they're in the same boat as Dalton and Jorgensen. They may be able to make it, and they're going to be helped by the fact that they're going to be a little bit further back in the draft. From there, you've got RB Turner, Signature, Mark Rotgen, and Colby Peterson. They make up your top 10, and those trucks have all stopped. And so we'll give that pit picture one last look. Dalton, Jorgensen, and Gatna may be okay. I think they may be okay if the race runs to its advertised distance. If we get a green-white checker, it's going to be awful close for those trucks that are out there 16, 17 laps on fuel. It's going to be awful tough if we get a green-white checker or two for them to make it. The pace truck continues toward the start-finish line. We're going to get the intervals back up, and we are going to get ready to go back to the racing. We're not going to do any of the shots from the flag stand because we want to keep the action right here at the front. Taylor Dalton is going to lead it. Mark Jorgensen to his outside. The green flag is out. Racing resumes. 9 laps to go here at Daytona. Jorgensen and Dalton get the drop on the field, and it's almost like they practiced that maneuver beforehand. Dalton the leader, Jorgensen second. Gatna is third, and behind him, Jordan Stencil. Stencil has not been at the front since the first third of this race. He'd been involved in an accident or two. He is back toward the front of this fight. But Tyler Dalton seems to have the command of the inside line as they head down the back. We're coming to get 8 laps to go here at Daytona. Big push from the 76 of Mark Rotgen into the back of Joey Gatna. Gatna has now climbed to the high side. He's going to make a bid for second place on the 88 of Jorgensen. Dalton continues to lead it, but the two 7500 trucks at the front, they are locked nose to tail. There's the side drafting going on down the backstretch. And remember, a lot of that is aero. It's the air sucking those trucks together, pushing them back and forth down the backstretch. Joey Gatna almost got clear, couldn't quite get there, and now there's trouble. Hard contact between all 3 of the leaders. Big trouble. Big trouble coming down the front. I think everybody in the field other than Jorgensen and Bosford was involved in that accident. Huge mess. Michael Bollinger, his truck is toast. And let's go back and have a look at what transpired at the front. You've got Gatna and Dalton at the front here. Gatna almost got clear. Now he's got the 76 of Mark Rotgen all over the backside of that Ford on the top line. The Chevrolet from Dalton on the bottom. There's the bump draft off the corner. Around goes the 14, and then it's on. Rotgen into the wall hard. There goes Signature spinning down the pit lane, and then multiple trucks are collected in the top. You've got trucks taken to the grass. Michael Bollinger is in big trouble there on the bottom. You see, he is gonna get hard contact. I believe that might be the Colby Peterson truck, but we're gonna have to watch this back a little bit more. There are several meatballs on the course. Peterson, Bollinger, Andrew Davis, and Joey Gatna, all with meatballs. They're going to have to respect those. You see the 43 spinning through the infield. There's the 33 truck. It's Andrew Davis and Bollinger. Hard contact. They're both going to need to hit the pit lane, and now both of them have black flags. Black flags all the way around for drivers. Too fast entering. They're speeding on pit road, trying to stay on the lead lap. The penalty for that is the tail end, the longest line. That's why they're being black flagged for speeding. But Joey Gatna, big contact, and that may be all for Gatna because he's already used his fast repair. For Tyler Dalton, you've got a feel for him. He'd been wrecked in an incident not of his own making earlier. Dalton repaired his truck naturally, drove it back to the front, and Dalton, an innocent bystander there. The good news, if there is any, is that he'll get to pit here, and with the pit stop, he'll get fresh tires and the fast repair and so on. The problem for Dalton is that he'll be back in 15th, and it'll be less than, by my count, 4 laps to go when we come back to get the green flag. It's a great time under caution to remind everybody this is a charity event to benefit a member of the community. That would be Jason Followell, also known as Signature. If you'd like to contribute to his fight against cancer, you can hit up his Twitch page. The link is in the description. You can also hit up his link, his Twitch page in the description. If you haven't already done it, make sure you smash the like button on the video, ring the bell, subscribe to P1, and you can be notified of all future iRacing broadcasts and iRacing action. My goodness sakes, I can't talk. We are off next week due to week 13, but the full slate, including Indy Open, Indy Oval, Indy Next, top splits on Monday and Tuesday, the Horizon IndyCar Series on Wednesday, the Formula Indy Series on Wednesday, the Elite Racing League Indy Next Series Thursday, along with the AMA Grand National and Truck Series Thursday and Friday. We're going to have, we believe we have at least one more league that is going to be with us for a Tuesday night nightcap, and so we're looking forward to all of those things here on the P1 Broadcasting Network. Right now, we're looking forward to the last 5 laps of this one. Mark Jorgensen is your leader. Michael Bosworth is second. Stencil and Wint going to be row 2. Trevor McCoy, Billy Elwell has worked his way back up in the back up to the front. He is 6th. Robert Van Ness, Charles Van Schack, row number 4. Aaron Ryan and Zach Thompson, they're going to make up row number 5. Mark Rodgen, Colby Peterson, R.B. Turner, Shane Wheeldon, Tyler Dalton, Andrew Davison. Signature is back in 17th. You've got Jacob Gladulich, Michael Daniels, Liam Anderson, Clint Hackett, and Steven Laskowski still all on the lead lap back to 22nd place. And I know that seems kind of rough to say it. You see some of those trucks, they've been under significant repair under this caution. If you're on the lead lap here and you're in that draft, you've got a chip in a chair. And sometimes here at Daytona, that's all it takes. You can win this race from nearly anywhere on this in this lineup. As we come down the back straight one more time to come to get the green flag to decide it. It's not going to be a natural green-white checker. We're going to get 3 greens, then a white, and hopefully a checker. But it is going to be a 4-lap, 10-mile shootout here at Daytona to decide the Racing for Recovery 200. The pace truck is going to come on off. We're going to jump up in the flag stand with Barney one more time. There's Barney with the green flag in his hand.
Green flag, green flag.
The flash bulbs pop Daytona nighttime, and away we go. Mark Jorgensen at the front of this field. Stencil, Bosworth, Elwell, Van Schack will fall in behind him, and they have shuffled out Michael Bosworth on the top. To the top is going to climb, to that top line is going to climb Aaron Ryan. He's going to see if he can't push Bosworth. We've got a lap truck in front of this battle, and that is... Can't identify it. We can't identify that lap truck. We'll hope that that doesn't affect the outcome, but Billy Elwell has now jumped up in front of Bosworth. Billy Elwell, and I know he's got fans in the chat, is now in second spot. No Kevin LePage action. Everybody got through. 3 laps to go here. Billy Elwell working the top. You've got Mark Jorgensen and Jordan Stencil on the bottom as we go to decide the Racing for Recovery 200. 7.5 miles to go. Down the backstretch they come, 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. Just like the start of this race, we're going to end it. Billy Elwell on the top, and he has made it to Mark Jorgensen. Billy Elwell is fighting for that lead. Billy Elwell is trying to make a race of this. Jorgensen has been one of the leaders for the entire event. We're going to come down. We're going to get half a qualifying run at Indianapolis. 5 miles to go this time. It is Elwell to the lead. Not quite. Elwell nearly had it cleared, and he's got big help from Michael Bosworth. The pushing and shoving is going to begin in earnest now. We are less than 5 miles from home. It's Jorgensen on the bottom, Elwell on the top. Jorgensen will get clear. Elwell cannot continue with a push. Elwell sideways. Elwell upside down in another big crash on the backstretch with 3 laps to go, and that will give us a green-white checkered finish. Michael Bollinger has joined us from the Infield Care Center. Michael, you're up in the booth with Murph. Sorry to see your day end. I'll tell you what, though, we're headed for a green-white checker finish, and I'm assuming if the green-white checker is anything like what's been going on for the last 86 laps and change, it's going to be a wild one.
Indeed it will be, because we all know how Daytona and Talladega can be. And if they play it smart, we could probably be seeing this thing go 3 wide about turns 1 and 2, or maybe even down the backstretch early. Because still 2 laps at Daytona is a lot of racing, and a lot can happen. Yeah,
it's 5 miles, and those 5 miles, they take about a minute and a half. And it seems like an eternity. I did want to congratulate you on putting on a tremendous event. You guys raised a ton of money for a very well liked member of the community, and so that's awesome. It's good to see racers supporting other racers. Just to kind of get clarification, how many attempts are we going to have at this green-white checker here, Michael?
We're gonna have 1 attempt to get this thing finished under green, and if it ends up another caution, we're gonna have a 87 style finish here in Daytona.
There you go. So 1 attempt at a green-white checker, and this is going to be it. Mark Jorgensen is your leader. Jordan Stencil is second. Then Van Scheck, Bosvert, Aaron Ryan, Trevor McCoy, Mark Rodgen, Michael Daniels, Tyler Dalton, and RB Turner round out your top 10. I got to ask, Michael, how was the racing out there? Was it? It seems as though the bottom is the place to be, but we've seen cars get clear on the top 2, bolt for that, and bolt into the lead from that top line.
To be honest, it all depends on the run and how the draft wants to work with your car in the end. Also, all depends on how much grip you have in your tires too, because sometimes, if you have to be on those brakes within an instant. And sometimes you got nowhere to go. So all depends on what line you prefer as well, which is line you're more comfortable you're in. But when it comes to that white flag lap, you want to try to be anywhere you can. You try to get up front, especially if you're in the back. You want to get up front quick.
Most certainly. So we've got Mark Jorgensen is your leader, and these green white checkers are so nerve wracking to me, because as a driver, as an IndyCar guy, we don't do these, and we don't really do contact drafting either. And so this is foreign to me. Although I do have a league win in a truck at Talladega, so I guess I'm not that bad at it. But this is
better than me. I'll say better than me. I have a league win at one of the toughest tracks here on iRacing.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say, because I think everybody thinks different things are difficult, right? So a lot of my friends on the stock car side will think, my God, you drive 500 miles in an Indy car to Indianapolis, and that's insane, and you guys are nuts. And I've been to Victory Lane in the top split Indy 500 for iRacing overall. But then, like, I look at this and I'm like, man, you guys are nuts. The pushing and shoving and beating and banging in the draft at 185 miles an hour that you do in these trucks, it boggles my mind, and I can't do it. So I think if you asked everybody what the hardest thing to do in iRacing would be, you're probably going to get a different response. And for the people sitting in the stands, this is not easy. I cannot do this. And kudos, my hat's off to you, Michael, for you and your team and all the people in this race that are pulling this off. They've put on a heck of a show. The lights are out on the pace truck. We're going to come back and get that one attempt at a green white checker. We'll set the field for you. The front row: Mark Jorgensen Jr., Jordan Stencil. Row 2, Charles Van Scheck and Michael Bosvert. Row 3, Aaron Ryan, Trevor McCoy. Mark Rodgen and Tyler Dalton make up row 4, and Tyler Dalton has been from the front to the back, to the front, to the back, to the front, to the back. I think he's passed, if you added it all up, 100 cars tonight. He's going to roll off in 8th. That's the top row. That's in the top line, 4 rows back.
Indeed, but we also can't count anybody out. Anybody can still win this thing.
Yeah,
especially Lightning Liam Anderson. He has a chance at winning this thing because a few months ago, back during Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, we did another one, which was for childhood cancer awareness. And Lightning Liam, he stole it coming out of the trial with the wrecking. He was able to duck, dive, dodgeball, and steal the win last second.
Yeah, I mean, Michael, anybody in this race, really, if you're any one of those if you're any one of those 23 cars that's on the lead lap, and certainly Liam Anderson is one of those. Now, he's the last car on the lead lap, but if you're on the lead lap, when they throw this green flag, it's the old saying in poker, as long as you've got a chip and you've got a chair, you've got a chance. And if you're any one of those guys from position 1 to position 23, you've got a chance to win this race. Realistically, though, the further back you get, the harder it gets, especially since the track is essentially going to be blocked with trucks going 3 wide here almost as soon as we get the start, would be my prediction. The pace truck is going to pull on off. We've got Mark Jorgensen. He's going to hit the loud pedal, and he'll have the advantage because he gets to choose when to go. There he goes. Green flag is out. 2 laps, 5 miles to decide the Racing for Recovery 200.
But most of the time, though, what we do see is under the green-white checkers, like we're seeing Mr. Van Ness try to do. You're seeing them all try to go 3 wide, and especially if you're the guys towards the back, trying to get up towards the front and give yourself a shot.
Well, they're already going 3 wide. Tyler Dalton has climbed to the top of the speedway. Down the back they come. Dalton is 8th, but he is the first car up on the tippy top of the racetrack. You've got Van Scheck going to the lead. He's going to get a push from Jordan Stencil. Charles Van Scheck is to the lead, and those trucks on the top are locked together. Now, what Jorgensen need is for Aaron Ryan to really get locked to his back door, but Van Scheck slides down in front of Jorgensen. There's the white flag. The next flag will end the race. Dalton trying to get something going on the top 3 wide, but he doesn't have any help around the rim of the racetrack. It's the 23 of Van Scheck, the 88 of Jorgensen. They're the front 2. Aaron Ryan is now 3rd. Stencil in the 83 has fallen back to 4th. Big move from Jorgensen. They're wrecking behind him. We're going to stay with the front. This is the race for the win. The number 1 wildly tumbling down the backside, 2 by 2. It's Jorgensen on the top. It's Van Scheck on the bottom. Aaron Ryan help on the bottom. And it looks like the bottom's going to prevail. Charles Van Scheck is going to come off the bottom. Now Aaron Ryan, he went to block the top. It is Charles Van Scheck is going to be credited with the win. Aaron Ryan is 2nd. Mark Jorgensen is going to be 3rd. Whew. Somebody
yes. After looking at the photo that we took right at the line, it is official. Van Scheck is the race winner.
Yeah, he's going to be the race winner, and we're going to see. I'm going to see if I can't. Stop it as close to. As I can. So here's the move. You see the 23 of Van Scheck. He climbs to the top side to shut the run of Mark Jorgensen off, and that opens the door for Aaron Ryan to nearly slide through and steal this thing. Ryan gets down on the bottom. Now, Jorgensen isn't done yet. They start slamming doors, and I think that's about as good as I can do with the broadcast controls. Van Scheck is the clear winner. Aaron Ryan does come home clearly second, but Mark Jorgensen made the bid to make it 3 wide, and that contact between him and Aaron Ryan, I believe, is what let Van Scheck get through to win that race. Whew, what a show that was!
Indeed, it was a good show indeed. I just want to thank everyone across Goat Racing League, Sim 500, Trap Shop Racing League, and of course Amp Racing League, and all of the amazing leagues that Jason broadcasts for, and the whole iRacing community coming together to help out one of our fellow iRacing broadcasters and iRacers as well.
Absolutely. The finishing order here tonight in the Racing for Recovery 200, Charles Van Scheck is going to be your winner. Aaron Ryan second. Mark Jorgensen is going to round out the top 3. Jordan Stencil, Jacob Gladulich, they'll finish off the top 5. Mark Rodgen, Michael Bosworth, Clint Hackett, Tyler Dalton, and Billy Elwell, positions 6 through 10. In 11th, it's RV Turner, then Colby Peterson, Shane Wielden, Andrew Davis, and Zach Thompson through 15th, and then 16th through 20th, Ryan Wendt, Robert Van Ness, Liam Anderson, Jalen Story, and Steven Liskowski. From 21st to 25th, you've got Michael Daniels, and then signature, Trevor McCoy, Ron Holyfield, Joey Gatna is 25th, Michael Bollinger is 26th, Michael Butler, David Duke, Robert Church, Philip Caffrey round out the top 30. In 31st, it's David Steiner, then James Dewar, and Michael Caffrey are 31st, 32nd, and 33rd. It's a 33-car field, so an Indianapolis entry list here at Daytona, and we'll see if we've got any drivers in that waiting room. I tell you what, we do have one. How about Mark Jorgensen? Mark, you've got Mark Murphy in the P1 broadcasting booth. You got a copy?
What's going on, Mark?
I'll tell you what, man, that was a wild finish. Van Scheck got to the lead and then moved up to the top. It looked like you had a big run. You might be able to take that lead back. You got back to the middle, made a bid for second, but Aaron Ryan was there. Kind of talk us through that green-white checker and what you were thinking coming to the line. What was your strategy, and did it turn out like you thought it would, or were you disappointed to have come home with the bronze medal today?
So we're going to start off by saying, I'm not going to curse or anything like that, but just F cancer. I think y'all know what that means and whatnot, but get that out there. Just a huge shout out to Jason and what he's going through, man. And for Michael to step up to put this on, right? It's pretty cool that the iRacing community got together and to be able to support our good friend Jason over there at Signature Esports. But so what I was thinking coming to the green-white checker, the final, the green-white checker there was, it wasn't good because I saw Chuck and Jordan, they was teammates. So I was like, oh, okay, well, this ain't going to be good. They're going to get linked up somehow. So I was like, well, my only saving grace is if Michael in the 84 truck for some reason turned Jordan in the outside lane, and I could have, been in victory lane, but it didn't work out like that. But no, I knew it was going to be a battle. There ain't no sense in throwing some late nasty blocks and whatnot. Chuck got around me and he dropped down in front of me, and I've raced around Chuck for a while in another league, and man, he's just really, really smooth with his steering inputs. So I knew that I could shove the crap out of him. And, I was able to get clear of the top lane, jump in front of Jordan. Now, I didn't know if Jordan was going to want to shove on me, right? Not push me past his teammate and whatnot. But, he went 100%. He shoved me, did what he could. Chuck went to throw a block coming out of 4, and I thought that I might be able to squirt the middle. But I thought that I might have been able to get second. I didn't think I was going to get back by Chuck. But, anytime you come to the racetrack, you want to win, right? And like I tell Jason all the time, if you can't win, you want to do a good job and not throw away a top 3 finish, right? Because, I like to get up there in the broadcast booth, and I like to jaw jacked with y'all and interact. You know, I like to get long-winded from time to time. So, you know, first and foremost, you want to win, you want to put it in victory lane, but if you can't do that, you want to finish it in the top 3. So, you know, we did that, but, man, the initial start of the race, I guess I ain't used to this new Daytona, whatever, with the restart zone, but I jumped the restart or jumped the initial start. I ended up having the black flag, had to serve my penalty. So, you know, that kind of put me back. I think there was a caution on, I don't know, lap 8, 9, I think it was, kind of helped me get back up there. But after that, man, just racing smart. You know, I had several guys from the Sim 500 League that we do some things with, and you know, they was committed. We worked with each other. I was able to get back up there, and at that point, you know, all I asked for was just that I had a shot, and I did. So you know, to finish P3, yeah, it sucks, but it could have been way worse.
You know, it could have, and there's no shame in finishing on the podium. I mean, that's kind of that's kind of always my goal. You know, when I'm in a race is, you know, if you can't win, be on the podium. You know, try to be in that top 3. You know, and those finishes stack up over time, and you know, it's sometimes I think it's harder to be on the podium every week than it is to win selected races. So great job there. At P1, we have a tradition of giving the podium finishers the mic. So you're on the podium, you get the mic. Friends, family, sponsor, shout outs. The floor is yours. You go right ahead, sir.
I'll tell you what, man, just I'm probably going to mispronounce the name, and if I do, I apologize.
That's okay. I've been mispronouncing them all night, so don't worry about that, man.
Well, I believe it was Michael Bollinger that put this on for us, I believe, and anyways, for him to do that in support of Jason, you know, that's pretty awesome, man. The iRacing community, you know, these drivers tonight coming out and supporting our good friend Jason. P1 broadcasting for the broadcast, you know, I can't wait to go back just to kind of see how y'all call things. But I always tell, you know, I get long-winded when I do my interviews and whatnot, but because I'm a pretty humble individual, I like to give thanks and give credit where credit's due. But for you, for everybody that puts this stuff on, right, to give guys like myself the opportunity to come over and showcase our talents, you know, I greatly appreciate that. And it was a special event for Jason. Like I said, I mean, he's going through some tough times. You know, everybody be praying and be supportive of him. Just all the guys in the Sim 500 chat, you know, Joey, Tyler, Ron. We had James there for a little bit until he had some misfortune. But just a cool group of guys, man. Just very chill, laid back. You know, they don't get very talkative on the mic. You know, everybody just kind of, you know, hushes up when the track is green, you know, that way everybody can focus. But just all the guys for coming out tonight, right? I do think it was a fun race. I had a blast. You know, obviously I'm going to be a little bit biased because I did finish on the podium, right? But just had a fun time, man. Like I said, I can't wait to go back and watch the broadcast. Another huge shout out to I believe it was Aaron that got second, Charles for the win. I mean, I was licking my chops, right? You know, when I took that final green flag there for that green white checkered, I was already seeing myself in victory lane, champagne beer sloshing all over the place. But you know, Chuck got the better of me, and like I said, I knew it was going to be tough with those teammates up there. But it was fun. Nobody did no egregious blocking or anything like that. So all in all, a fun race, man. I'm gonna watch this back, maybe kind of learn some things, and maybe I can do better for the next event that might get put on. And other than that, man, I'm just going to celebrate with the wife.
Heck yeah, man. Well, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you dropping in, Mark. Keep going fast, having fun, buddy. We'll see you at the next one.
Mark, I appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate you. That is Mark Jorgensen. He runs in the 3rd spot tonight. For 2nd place, we're going to go ahead and bring in Aaron Ryan. Now, Aaron, you've got Murph in the P1 broadcasting booth. Thank you so much for joining in. That's a pretty doggone looking truck, good looking truck you got there. If I don't say so myself, talk to us about your run. I thought for a second you were going to sneak through and steal the race at the end. You and Jorgensen got to banging doors, and it wasn't meant to be. But I thought for a second when you pulled that baby down to the bottom, you had the run to win it. Kind of walk us through. I asked Mark the same question, and I'm going to ask the same thing to Charles. Walk us through what you were thinking in that green-white checker, and how you thought you were going to win the race, and how it turned out.
Yeah, so going into that green-white checkered, I didn't have pretty much. I had the 84 up there with me, but I didn't really have many friends since we were in different lanes. So I was like, I'm just gonna stick to the bottom, push whoever I need to push, and hopefully an opportunity will present itself. There was one point where I believe on the backstretch, I think it was the 88. Switched to the high lane, and then so I was like, all right, well, I'm pushing the 23, push the 23 to the end. 23 drifts up, and my car just kind of takes off. Looking back at it a little later, I think if I would have dropped to the little closer to the yellow line, there was like 2 feet between me. I think I would have maybe had less of an effect of a side draft and got me there. But it was a lot of fun. I'm pretty happy with the P2 finish, even with how many cars were in the race, how battling through damages, through cautions. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. So, kind of talk to us about the racing out there. Was it as wild as it looked at times from the booth? I see you've got a nice sized dent in the right front there. Was it as wild as it looked at times?
Yeah, it was one thing that I'm just kind of, I don't race the trucks quite a lot. I race mainly in the next gen. But these trucks, they really get pulled around quite a lot in the draft, especially if you're on the high line. If someone kind of drifts up even just a few feet going into one of the turns, that air just kind of shoots you up right up towards the wall. That was a big challenge for myself, for I think a lot of people, because there was a lot of really good pack racing going on this race, and I think that was the biggest challenge, was just trying to maintain a steady truck to have the line advance while trying to battle through dirty air and air coming off of other cars. But real quick before, I'd like to say something. So I'm really thank you to Michael Bollinger for putting on this race.
Yeah, absolutely.
Racing for an absolutely amazing cause. If you don't know what Signature Esports or Mr. Jason is going through, he's battling some issues with cancer at the moment, and that's what all this is being put on for. Racing for recovery. I'm a little familiar with family members going through it, and I'm sure many people watching and many of the people racing are. It's sadly an extremely common thing. So know all the challenges and the difficulties that come with that. So really happy to be here racing for a good cause. I know it was intense and everybody got heated at one moment, but really happy to come out here and race for a good cause. And just thank you, Mr. Bollinger, for putting this on.
That's sometimes that makes me happy that I get the radio, that I get the in-race chat turned off. Right, we made that mistake once during a top split IndyCar broadcast at Michigan of all places. And the in-race radio went out on the broadcast, and we learned our lesson really quick, never to do that again.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, my hat's off to you guys, because, I'm an IndyCar guy. I mean, I've won some league races and stuff in a truck, but I'm by trade an IndyCar guy, and I look at the racing like it happened tonight, and it is extremely exciting, but it also makes me want to say, how in the world are these crazy people doing this? Because I can't do it. And so I definitely, my hat's off to all of you guys. My hat's off to Michael for bringing the show, for putting this together. We have a tradition here at P1. If you get on the podium, you get the mic, Aaron. So friends, family, sponsors, shout outs. The floor is yours.
I'd like to, I already knocked out some of that, but shout out to you, sir, for broadcasting this. Just bringing kind of more awareness aside from what just in some of the leagues that Jason's in and the people that Jason knows. So thank you for broadcasting this, and hopefully it brought a little bit more awareness to kind of what's going on in his situation. Thank you to Mr. Bollinger again. This was an absolutely amazing thing that you put together and did. And it's extremely admirable. She's not watching right now because she had to go to work, but thank you, darling, for Always dealing with my, my racing addiction. I'm sure you heard me yelling before you left to work, but I love you. And that's it, sir. And shout out to Jason, who's on my hood. He was all over my car today.
Yeah, it's a good looking car.
It's a handsome man on that thing right there.
Heck yeah. Well, we appreciate your time. We appreciate you stopping in. Keep going fast, having fun, Aaron. We'll see you at the next one.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Well, Mark, I would like to jump in real quick and let everyone know that total raise so far was for Jason tonight was $1,005, and everything was just sent over to him.
So that's a huge deal, and that's a huge deal that competitors on iRacing can come together and put together a nice sum of money for one of their fellow competitors and friends is a huge deal. So round of applause to you, Michael, for that. With that, we're going to go ahead and bring in Chuck Van Scheck, who is the winner. Mr. Van Scheck, you've got Murph in the P1 broadcasting booth. I think you might. There you go. Can you hear us, my man?
Yeah, I got you.
Awesome. Well, I tell you what, that was a wild set of moves there in that green-white checker. When you slid to the top, I thought Aaron Ryan was gonna come back to the bottom and get you. He and Jorgensen got to beating doors, and you were able to win the thing by just about the front fender. Kind of talk to me about that green-white checker, and what was, I have to ask, what was the thought of leaving the bottom coming to get the flag?
Start of the green white checker, I was second car on the bottom, and I had a teammate front row on the outside, and I kind of was, I think the previous restart I was 7th or 8th, so I knew what cars had damage, and I knew the car right to the right of me and the one behind him had damage, so I knew I was going to be able to get out in front of my teammate on the restart. And then once I got clear, I told him we're just going to try to control the lanes, but once I went down, he lost momentum. Stayed to the bottom because I knew the move I put on Mark, he was going to put on me on the last lap coming out of 2, so I knew it was coming. I decided to stay at the bottom because I saw the 4 had good momentum. And then when I came out of 4, I saw Jordan got back up to Mark's bumper, and there was a big push, and I knew if I got in front of him and I got him to square me up and hit me, I was going to be able just to drift up and be able to pull it out, because I knew he was going to try to go for it, and the only place he could go was down in the Aaron. So I kind of figured that, and then tried to not wreck the truck afterwards, but everyone was on in my lap the second I crossed the start finish line.
That sometimes happens, Charles, but you were able to bring it home in victory lane, and to the winner go the spoils. You get the trophy, you get the mic. Friends, family, sponsor, shout outs. We'll let you talk as long as you want, my man.
Yeah, I mean, to you for putting on the broadcast, Michael for putting this charity event on. I'm a little, I didn't know what was going on. I was real close with Jason for a while, and then obviously I don't race as much. I don't run leagues anymore. I kind of just, I got my business going on and customs and all that stuff, so I haven't been really, I saw Liam Motorsports posted this and a couple days ago, and I got hopped in and I paid for a bunch of entries to get the field up. So if you saw my logo on a car, I got them in here, and we worked well together. Big Duke was here. And shout out to Jordan. These guys I just threw together today, so I'm going to forget most of their names. But Jordan, and let's see if I can go down. Jordan, Jacob, Shane, like I said, Big Duke, for coming out and throwing my company logo on the cars. And, obviously to Jason, is I'll joke around and say I'm a little pissed he hasn't reached out and told me what was going on. But I, he knows I'm always here to help out. I always help out with these, or if I see him broadcasting a charity event, I'll hop on and throw a donation on. So anytime this stuff goes on, I'll be more than happy to help out. Just got to be made aware, because I'm not as much on as I used to be. And then, the racing was good. I mean, I stayed at the bottom and just avoided everything till the end. But and then obviously to my company, I sponsor 9 or 10 drivers, Goat Race and Diecast. I sponsor 9 or 10 iRacing drivers. I sponsor ARCA and Xfinity drivers in real life, and just, I guess, living the dream. And then to my son here, who's being annoying and being annoying and poking and hoping I was going to crash and everything else, as usually the 15-year-old does.
Hope that.
And just to go racingdiecast.com. I got new previously owned customs apparel, sponsorships. Trying to think what else, but I sponsor leagues. I sponsor Jordan's from one of the leagues I sponsor. I'm not allowed in it because I'm too high of an I rating, so I might have to go and do some officials to drop down so I can join. And yeah, that's about. And everyone that watched, anyone that donated, I think give a big shout out for, I think John Fowler just donated. He wasn't racing. Anyone who donated that didn't race, even more kudos. Everyone who donated who raced, kudos as well. And then that's it. That's about it. And everything, prayers to Jason. And Jason knows anything he needs, he can always reach out to me. Anything any of the guys need from the leagues I was either in or sponsor, they can just reach out to me.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the win. Charles, thank you so much for joining us. Keep going fast and having fun, buddy. We'll see you at the next one.
Thanks, buddy.
Yes, sir. That is Chuck Van Check. And that leaves us with the organizer, the master of ceremonies. That's Michael Bollinger. Michael, a successful event all the way around. Anytime you can raise over $1,000 for a fellow competitor, a member of the community, in their time of need, that's a huge thing. And so my congratulations and my hats off to you, sir. We just posted, Jason just posted in the Discord that he had already received the money. So that's awesome on you, and kudos to you, Michael. And I definitely appreciate seeing that. Do you have any final thoughts for tonight?
Well, I do want to say, the way all of this started with me putting these races on was a few years ago when I met my co-teammates of Liam Anderson Motorsports. My VBR guys and all of them. We get together every year, the last few years, putting on a childhood cancer event to help raise money for a family that they honor every year. We raised some quite a good money for the last couple of years, but this by far is the most we've ever raised. And with me being a 2-time childhood cancer survivor myself, that's another reason I like putting these things on, to help people, families in need that are going through the same thing I went through as a baby. Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely awesome to see you guys do this. And Michael, it was my honor to be a part of it, and I thank you for reaching out to us. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out the show. Over $1,000 raised for a member of our community tonight. We had an awesome race. 3-wide finish. Charles Van Schlack is your winner. Aaron Ryan comes home second. Mark Jorgensen finishes third. We always like to thank the competitors, but even more so tonight, just for their generosity. We'd also love to thank the fans and all the people that tuned in to watch. It's so much fun to have an engaged audience that's shooting us chats and participating in polls and keeping us going. So definitely thank everybody who did that. We'd also like to thank the people that really make this possible: the military, the police, the firemen, the EMTs that drive the ambulance, and the nurse that unloads you when you get to the hospital. From the bottom of our hearts, we thank you all. Thank you all so very much. This has been a wonderful night. Here's to a happy closeout of the 2025 season in iRacing, and here's to a great 2026. Good night, everybody.